Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, and welcome to another episode of Fight Night. I'm Josie, joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Haystacks Calhoun, ladies and gentlemen.
What
and
do you? Happy Tuesday, fellas.
And the one and only Mr. William H.D. Morgan, if you will, baby, hit it.
If you will, baby, if you will. And fuck Roman Reigns.
Round one, fight.
Yeah. Fuck Roman Reigns. Fuck you.
Well, we're going to jump right into that right here, right now. As we all know, Cody Rhodes won the 36th annual Royal Rumble, and we all know how Raw after Rumble started with Seth's amazing goddamn promo last week. It was a phenomenal promo. I'll give him that. We talked about that last week. And basically challenged Cody to pick him. And then followed that by SmackDown this week, where Cody what it all looked like to us was Cody gave The Rock his spot and said,
Hold on. We ain't gonna disrespect that. Not just a spot. Not just any spot. Not a liver spot. The spot.
You're right. The spot. He gave him because now that it's 2 days, now that Mania's 2 days, it's gonna get to a point, and I think we're coming to it, where the night 2 main event is gonna be the marquee main event.
Oh yeah,
if you will.
Agree.
Yeah.
Because you gotta go out on your best.
Exactly.
Too, so, yeah.
Well, yes, and I would say yes to that too. I just don't think we're coming into the third, fourth year of it, something like that. Fourth year of a 2-day event, and I think now you're kind of setting that precedent. It takes a lot fucking out of me, but it just does. It's just 2 days of PLE like that, and especially main event Mania PLE, where like it's a 5-hour show both days.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. That's rough. A lot. It's exhausting.
But just look at what you already put up. But look at what you already watched throughout the week.
Oh, but you add that plus 2 days. You add another 10 hours on top of what I already watched through the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of
on top of how AEW.
And then you add to the fact with the way that you add to the fact with the way Mania 2-night works, you don't get a break. You go straight into what used to be, it hasn't been in a while, but what used to be the biggest Raw of the year. Monday night after Mania. Mm-hmm. And then you go back into your regular schedule. Then you got Dynamite, then you got Rampage, then you got Collision.
Yep.
And
so you all back on it again. So you watching all that wrestling coming into Mania weekend, and then you after Mania weekend, you go right back to the same.
I feel like the 2 weeks, like that 2 week span prior to and after Mania is probably for us, or for me, as long as we've been doing this, is probably the most exhausting time of being in this business and following it and trying to report on it.
Better eat your spinach.
But yeah, because Will, we don't just talk about Mania, but during Mania we're usually talking more GCW, we're talking MLW, we're talking MWA, because everybody knows Mania week is the Super Bowl of pro wrestling.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's bringing out their best.
Everybody's doing a show in that city. Everybody's doing a show.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's exhausting. But let's get it back to it. So Cody came out, gave another fantastic Cody Rhodes promo, as he does always. And I gotta say, the tension between him and Roman during that promo could have been physically cut with a knife. It was thick. It was thick.
100% believe that.
It was so thick. I loved it. And I gotta say, I will say, I am not as upset as most of the fans are about this.
Right.
but I do understand why the fans are upset. So if you don't know, you've been living under a goddamn rock. But
For the most part.
Cody Rhodes gave his shot to The Rock to face Roman at WrestleMania 40, and it was basically, it hasn't been confirmed yet. Still wasn't confirmed last night on Raw that he's going to face Seth.
Right.
We'll see on Thursday at the press conference. We'll see it.
Well, and they're still weaving in Drew McIntyre versus Seth. And this is what I was talking about before.
Is Seth going to be ready?
Before the show, they say he is. From everything I've read, Seth will be ready by Mania. That is why he's not doing anything
That's why he's not doing anything right now. Yep.
Yeah.
And really, with everything that's happened, they can't afford to not have Seth ready.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
they need him ready.
Yeah.
With losing Punk, with everything that's going on with WWE, like they cannot afford to not have Seth at Mania. But what I read is that The Rock is actually pushing the whole "We Want Cody" thing, and I don't know who all read this last night, but on Raw last night, WWE was passing out the paper "We Want Cody" signs.
Yep. They were putting out the fillers, man, during that first little.
Yeah, I even heard as far as possibly putting in plants with posters saying "We want Cody."
I had heard that.
Damn.
Too. Yep.
And from what I am hearing is they want Cody to become bigger than DB did a few years ago. To basically, they're organically trying to make a WrestleMania hijack, basically. They want what happened with Cody, Kofi, what happened with Daniel Bryan. They're trying to recreate that almost, I can't think of the word, influencing it. Instead of DB, Kofi, those were both super organic. They just happened. Like, WWE did everything they could to avoid that happening. Especially with DB.
But now, though, would we say, and I'll give a scenario, it's not beyond the pale to have your champion wrestle 2 nights in a row. It's not beyond the pale. We've seen it before. We've seen it with Dusty Rhodes. We've seen it with Ric Flair. Could you have Roman lose the title to Cody night 1 and then going into the Rock?
I think you should.
Honestly, if the way you're building it, that's your best goddamn decision. If they really are trying to push this organic, this Mania takeover by Cody and pushing where the fans just make him happen, that's your best decision. Yes, you say, okay, I'm taking Roman night 1, you got him night 2, because you're 100% right. I don't care what The Rock is thinking. There is no goddamn reason he needs that title around his waist.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Zero.
That's what I'm saying. If you take it from, and I've been saying this,
especially now that he's on the board of TKO.
Oh yeah, you let Rhodes take it night 1, and then night 2, it's for the night. It's the match for the tribal chief,
for the head of the table.
For the head of the table,
because, and also like that match has been wanted for so long.
Yes,
I think that's what's kind of caught me off guard is the hate. The hate that it's received is because people do want this match.
Yeah,
they just also have pushed, but they have also pushed Cody finishing the story for almost 2 years or over 2 years at this point.
Because they started doing that before he even signed.
Well, no, the finish the story started as soon as he signed at Rumble. He started that the next night at Mania. He started that or at Raw, but you got to subtract 9 months.
Okay, because he was hurt.
Because of the tricep tear.
Yeah, that was hurt.
That's so. If it is truth that this is what WWE is wanting, I actually got to give them a hand clap. I got to give them, because if they actually do pull off this inorganic, there's the word I'm looking for, inorganic fan takeover That's pretty fucking good. Like I got it.
Absolutely.
That's impressive.
Plus, you're looking at the fact if you want Roman to take time off, he can go ahead and lose both of those matches and take time off.
Well, and I'm sorry.
I don't think he loses to The Rock. I really don't.
I don't think he loses. If for sure, 100%, if he does both nights, there's no way in fuck they let him lose both those matches.
Nope.
There's no way. Because you're right, Will. There is a way, very easily. He loses to Cody and loses to Cody clean.
Yep.
And then wins to Rock clean. Roman loses no momentum.
None at all.
None at all.
Zero. Yep.
And he gets
we
right
gotta
out.
look at the flip side of it though too. What happens if all this is just,
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the other side of it. We've talked about what could be. We've talked about what could be the positive here, and honestly, for what it is laid out right now, what we just said is the honest to God best possibility.
Best case scenario.
I pray that is what WWE is doing. Even though I want to say one more time how crazy if they pull this off to like DB Kofi was so organic. If they pull it off to where they were able to manufacture this, that's fucking impressive.
It is.
Fucking impressive.
You imagine the pop after he wins, too?
Because I would honestly say there was a lot of people that were like us up until last week that were saying they were tired of Cody. They were tired of finishing the story. Yeah. And then when that happened, the switch just flipped and everybody's even me, it revitalized my love for Cody. So it'll be interesting. But you're right, Stacks. On the other side of it, if they do go what was looking like was happening a week ago with
straight dumpster fire is what
Cody faces Seth, Rock faces Roman for the title and the head of the table. Yeah, I don't see the positives in that. I really don't. I don't see. To me, The Rock is taking a Brock Lesnar position. He's coming in. Even worse now to the fact that he's now on the board.
He's on the board. He's on the board. Makes it 10 times
and
worse.
To come in and to supposedly demand that match and the demand dethrone Roman is part of your come in. The reason I think that the other scenario is more likely also is because that just doesn't seem like The Rock that I've known watching wrestling.
Best for business. He's about what's
he's best for business. He always has been.
Yeah, let's be honest.
And he also knows like he's in a position now that he's basically running the WWE. So I don't see that happening, to be totally honest. I don't see a Mania where it's just The Rock and Roman for the title, for everything.
I don't see that.
I don't see it.
Everybody's
I think
gonna have eyeballs on Thursday, though. That press conference is gonna tell us a lot.
Well, that press conference doesn't necessarily hold. Things could change.
You've seen swerves after that press conference.
Yeah, we've seen swerves. We've seen swerves to the championship match after Elimination Chamber. We could get a swerve to the championship match 2 weeks prior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things that could happen. We're still, I think, just over 40 days away to Mania.
Yeah.
So, like, we still got another PLE ahead of that. And I don't know. I've got to say, it's got me more interested in the WWE than I have been in a very, very long time. I still didn't watch Raw last night, but.
Okay. Let's do this.
Raw wasn't bad.
Let's pivot for a second. On to the women, particularly Damage Control, because this is getting more interesting to me.
I love it.
I'm loving it.
Can we talk about how? Wait. Can we talk about real quick how the women's divisions in all three of the big three are fucking cooking right now?
They're dominating.
Dominating, man.
Like,
You know, Bayley-
literally all three companies, the women's divisions, are putting out the best fucking stories, the best fucking matches.
Yep.
I agree.
100%.
Even though Bailey looked dopey as hell, I agree.
I will say the outfit, it was supposed to be, the outfit was a little weird, but it was supposed to be an homage. I heard that the pants were like similar to pants she wore when she turned. I can't remember, but like, but I gotta say that promo, that whole damage control scene, her speaking Japanese, like all of that was so goddamn good. That whole,
let's go.
That whole thing, and I gotta say, I wasn't super hyped about Bayley winning the Rumble. That night after made me hype about Bayley winning the Rumble. I think the right woman won, and
100%.
Also, I think she dethrones Io. I really do believe that. I think Bayley is fine.
But my thing is this: you had to put her in that spot because you really had nobody else you could put.
You're 100% right there. You're with the loss of Charlotte, like that was your only choice. Now I will say, I think Bayley deserves this goddamn win since Bayley has come back at SummerSlam almost 2 years ago. She has done nothing but lose. She has put so many people over. You got to think of how many women she has made into stars. Just let's think. Damage Control to start. Io, Dakota, even Asuka, who hasn't been in the group very long, has has gotten a serious boost from it.
Yep.
But then you go to people she fought too. She took Bianca Belair. She put Bianca Belair in a spotlight that she would have never been had it not been for Bayley. She took Bianca's career right coming out of NXT and made her one of the top women in that division. And I still want Bianca versus Jade. God damn it! Like I want it.
Oh, 100%.
I want it.
100%.
Like I. Oh my god, yes.
She got to get better.
Nia versus Rhea, though. I'm excited about that too.
I gotta say, I am really.
She got to get better.
Gloss over that.
I will say, I'm excited for Nia versus Rhea. Like
elimination chamber, baby.
I'm not saying that Jade is trash by any means. No. But
she's
just to WWE standards. She got to get better.
Yes, that right there. It's what you said. It was what we said last week in the Rumble. Jade has not, and I will not say what some people say that AEW didn't train her. No, she's just up until this point she's been trained how most people train. You go to school, and then you learn on the road. But once you get to WWE, especially now in the era of the Performance Center, like it's just a different level. Like it's just a more pristine, and we've said it before. WWE Sports Entertainment, everything else is pro wrestling. There is a difference.
You can only hide her flaw for so long, and I think in the Rumble match they really did a good job.
They did a good job. You could see some things. And what I didn't mention last week is what I heard is she has a hard time remembering things.
I heard that too.
To move through a match.
Yeah.
Which is understandable because I would bet in AEW she was used to more probably calling it in the ring. AEW doesn't, or WWE doesn't do calling in the ring.
Not much.
I mean, you just have to prove you can do it in WWE. Like they're gonna let your veterans in WWE get to call it in the ring. Someone who's just getting some. Yeah, Miz calls it in the ring. Truth calls it in the ring. Like there's tons of people who do, but they're not gonna give Jade the ability to call it in the ring.
Yo. And speaking of call it in the ring, is R-Truth putting in work or what?
Oh my god, dude!
Is he putting in work or what?
He's doing his thing.
He's amazing, man. People, if you say
the word GOAT gets thrown around a lot in wrestling, and so I'm not going to refer to R-Truth as the GOAT. You know what he is? He's the national goddamn treasure.
Exactly.
That man is the national treasure of wrestling.
DP.
Because, because you got to look at his whole career. What he did in NWA TNA. He is a 3-time NWA champion. And he has if you look at all his accolades as a wrestler, he's got tons of them. And then he comes to WWE and he totally swerves the character. Mind you, gets to keep his name and keep his song.
Yep.
Which never happens in WWE.
Yep.
And has become one of the absolute best comedy wrestlers in the freaking world. Like, I can't think of many guys in all of wrestling.
History.
The top,
period.
Top truth in comedic wrestling. Will, you probably could think of a couple just because of your crazy wrestling mind, but like it's hard. Like, if you think of Rushmore of guys who were able to go out there and give you a great match, which Truth can. Truth gives you a match to rival some of the greatest in the business, but also, when Truth's on that screen, you're gonna bust a fucking gut. You're gonna bust a fucking gut. He's gonna do something.
There's whole YouTube videos of this man taking people out of character.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a common topic on multiple podcasts about him. Just that's what he shoots for, is to get people to break in his skits.
Yep.
You know who I would say at one point would have probably rivaled Truth and is similar to Truth? Electrocuted Goldust. When Goldust was going through the time when he that was hilarious. It was hilarious.
You remember that promo he did with Goldberg?
Yes.
That was amazing. Damn. And then people might look at me side-eyed when I say this, but another dude that always had me rolling when he was put in that role. He wasn't always in that role, but when he was put in that role, Kurt Angle. When he
him and Edge and Christian
and Brock Lesnar.
Yes, no. His stuff with Brock was his stuff with The Rock was hilarious. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Angle. But see, that's why. But there's a great comparison. There's honestly, everybody would say Angle's one of the greatest of all time. I would put Truth right next to Angle in wrestling ability.
Oh yeah.
In mic skill and in comedic wrestling timing. Like, he's not as good of a wrestler, obviously, as Angle, because in the ring, Angle is literally one of the best to ever get in those ring ropes. And that comes from his long time as an amateur before becoming But Angle is just the entire package, everything. Like, if you think of the perfect pro wrestler, it's Kurt Angle.
It's Kurt, yeah.
But yeah, so all right, what else? So we pivoted. Oh, we were talking about the women.
Real quick. Can I say something? I got beef with somebody.
Who we got?
I got beef with another content creator. It was on his show, not a show, but on his TikTok. King and Queen Lion. You had a friend of yours on one of your videos that said Triple H was better than the Undertaker.
What the fuck?
Get the hell out of Dodge with that. Get out.
In what world?
Triple H cannot hold a candle to Taker. Randy Orton can't hold a candle.
I'm sorry. Well, let's go back. Hey, no. I'm not going to argue against you on that. I don't disagree. But I just want to go back to the Taker, or to the Triple H force. If you really want to argue, Triple H isn't even in the top 15 of all time.
Yeah, no.
maybe the top 20.
I give him top 20.
I
I'd give him
think
20.
I
I'd give
would
him
have
20.
to. I would have to sit there and make the
Yeah.
list to really see where he would fall. But I think he's somewhere between 15 and 20.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there. But
And then you throw in his best friend, Shawn Michaels. To me, is barely in the top 15. Barely. There's just Rock,
That's fair.
Cena, Stone Cold.
Mhm.
Like you're Roman. I'm sorry, Roman is just because of everything Roman has done in his career is top of that list. Seth to me is better than Triple H.
Yeah.
John Moxley is better than me than Triple H just because of how John has turned his career around post WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho. Jericho has recreated his persona like 5 different goddamn times. Jericho is better. So I just named
Christian
7. Christian is probably Edge. Like, don't get me wrong. Triple H was amazing. And there was a time where, yes, he was definitely the face of the company. But you know why he was the face of the company? Because he was, one, married to the boss's daughter, and they had no one else. Because everybody was hurt.
Oh, yeah. But when you saw everybody come back and start being healthy and start getting better and better, but you saw the use of Triple H sort of kind of get pushed to the wayside just a little bit. It wasn't much, but just a little bit. I mean, they were putting
couple rungs down the ladder there, Will.
I mean, they were putting they put the European title on this man for a little bit.
And what really helped Triple H is when Stone Cold took his ball and go home. When Stone Cold left, they needed someone to step up. The Rock wasn't there at the time, so Triple H did that. And because of that, I would say he got a good 6 or 7 year run where he was one of the top guys.
Yep.
But like you said, Will, when the newer guys started coming in, like he started having to really share that time when you're Orton's. And honestly, here's a protege. Orton to me is probably higher on the list.
Is above, right? Yeah.
Than Triple H.
Yep.
And that's another dude that has the same honor of Triple H as far as holding it down while everybody got hurt. That man ran off for a whole year.
Yeah.
By himself.
100%.
Shout out to Randy.
To me, Randy it's hard to explain. He just oozes
He's in his
this
own
business.
category.
Randy had it.
He had everything. He had everything from the get-go. He immediately had mic skills. He charismatic as a motherfucker.
Yep.
Great in the on the mic. He was fantastic in the ring from the get. Like, Randy.
I just think that Triple H had to work to get what he got. And again, nothing wrong with that. He had to work to get what he got. But when you look at somebody like Randy, he just had it.
Now, here's my caveat to everything I just said. What I was just talking about there, was just Triple H, the wrestler.
Right.
Now, if you throw in everything that Triple H has done for pro wrestling as an executive, creating NXT, NXT Black and Gold, yes, he's in top 5 of influential people.
If you count that.
If you count everything.
Yeah.
But yes, he is up there with the Vince McMahons and the Cornettes and the Bischoffs. God, all the fucking people I hate. Jesus Christ.
You know you love Bischoff. Don't even lie. You know you love Bischoff.
Oh, here's a because we're about to switch over to some Dynamite and talk some AEW here in a second. So here's a little known fact for y'all. Did y'all know, as of like this week, AEW passed Jim Cornette's promotion? What was it, Will? What was the promotion?
Ohio Valley?
No, South. Mid-South Championship Wrestling.
Mid-South Championship Wrestling. Okay, I gotcha.
They had 222 episodes on TV.
Mm-hmm.
As of this week, AEW's got 223.
There you go.
And here's another known fact. Do you know how many episodes that Nitro actually aired?
That I don't.
288. AEW will pass Monday Night Nitro this year. You can shit on the man all you want.
I think one of the things about Nitro, though, I think that was probably the most mismanaged show.
Oh yeah, in the last,
ever seen
especially in the last 2 years, like
past 2 years of it, man.
from 99 to 2001, March of 2001, when WWE took over. It was a dumpster fire. The criminals were running the asylum, and it was just it was an absolute mess.
Yep.
And one day, me and Stax are actually going to launch our new show, talking what ifs and talking about what if WCW had survived over WWE.
Yep.
Wow.
Can you imagine a universe where WCW survived, Will? Like,
wow.
What would world be like?
It'd be terrible because
I think pro wrestling would be dead. I honestly think pro wrestling would be dead.
You still have the same people in charge that ran into the ground in the first place.
Yep.
What I would have been more interested to see, what I think probably might have been maybe more successful, is Bischoff actually getting control of WCW, getting to buy it, and letting him take full control over it again instead of having to kowtow to Turner.
Right.
But not what we're talking about.
So, me, though, because the way it ended, and you put it on, and you gave it to my boy Booker in the end, which is fine. But how the hell you gonna have Kevin Nash as a booker? How? The man ain't booked shit before. How you gonna have Kevin Nash as a booker in WCW for a period of time? That's when things really turned to shit. And you had people you still have people who you did not see on TV for like 6 months at home still collecting a paycheck. I didn't understand that. I didn't get it. Then you had people trying to take over their own storylines, like Hockey Talk Man didn't want to put somebody over. He didn't want to lose the belt for a period of time, or something like that. Then Hogan gets mad at him, and it was just a whole mess down in WCW. And it was leading toward failure from the start. But if they would have survived, I think pro wrestling would have been dead, because from that point there would be no Impact Wrestling, in my opinion. WWE would have eventually died out. They never would have got the influence. They never got the influence of
honestly, what I think would have happened, Will, is WCW would have died. You'd have lost television wrestling, and the indies would have become the new territories.
Yep.
And indie wrestling would be in a totally different place than it is right now.
Oh yeah.
But all right. So before we move on and talk a little bit of AEW, anything else we want to talk to as we're all on this road to WrestleMania? I gotta say, as of right now, I'm giving, if it's going the way I'm hoping, I'll give the build a 6.45.
Didn't Carmella Hayes turn heel?
Yes, he did. He did turn on Trick.
He did.
Damn.
Yes, he did.
Damn.
Man, Will, I gotta ask this question. Does it bother anybody else that when this man comes out, that everybody cheers, whoop that Trick, whoop that Trick? Like, I know that I'm just thinking of the negative connotation and like where that actually comes from.
It don't bother me at all.
But no, yeah, and I gotta say, it looked like Vengeance Day was a good show.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
From the highlights I saw, it looked like it turned out to be pretty good. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm impressed with where WWE in the direction they're moving right now. I hope they make the right.
The fact that you got Cora Jade, she might win that NXT title again. I ain't too hip about that, but it is what it is.
I don't know. They've had the NXT title or the women's title on some weird ones lately.
That's been some hot
have.
potato. That's been some hot potato.
Yeah, it's been some hot potato going on with that thing.
Yeah.
Why you gonna put it back on Jade?
Ever since
Poor Jade.
ever since Book's Girl, like it's just been random. I feel like
Yeah.
the one, and I wish they had put it on Tiffany Stratton. Honestly,
Love Tiffany.
I think she's amazing. She's gonna end up on SmackDown now.
Love
So-
Trish. Love Tiffany Stratton. Love her.
I'll give the build a 6 right now. I mean, if you're asking that question, I have to see what happens going forward. But yeah, I'll give it a 6 right now.
Yeah. Give it a 6. For sure. For sure.
So, who's pumped for Dynamite tomorrow night? I gotta say, I am. I'm pumped for 2 reasons. One, I actually think this card is pretty fucking sick.
I am pumped. Yeah, this
I haven't seen the card.
Okay,
this is one of the better cards of the last couple of weeks. Wouldn't you say?
I'm pulling it up, Will. We're actually going to discuss it a little bit because I'm also pumped.
I have it too. Yeah.
I'm also pumped for a second reason, and that is I will finally get to see the matches that I'm going to get to watch next week.
Hell yeah!
I've been waiting for them to. I thought they would have at least named a pay-per-view or named the main event by now.
Name the main event. Yeah. No, I think this is truthfully though. I think this is one of the better cards in the last.
It is definitely the best card.
At least. Yep.
It's definitely the best card
At
of
least
this
3
year.
weeks. Yeah.
Best card of this year.
For sure.
Damn.
Sure. Yep. I'll go there.
All right, I can't seem to find it, Stack. So we'll just. Oh no, I got it. Here we go.
I was gonna say if not, I got it too.
All right, so. Bitch. Fucking browser's not being nice to me.
There you go.
You know what? Real quick, I do want to throw a quick shout out while I'm pulling this up. Fucking RVD looked fantastic.
You look good. You look real good, except
He looked.
it didn't quantify as a hardcore match whatsoever, really, in my opinion. But good match overall. RVD looked real good. 53, by the way. Look at him keeping it tight.
Was Katie out there
RVD.
with him?
No, she did not come out.
Which
Which I'm glad he didn't. She didn't. He always wrestles shittier when she's out there. He does.
Yeah, he does.
All right. So yeah, like we were saying, it's a stacked card. So you got Tornado Tag Team match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions Ricky Starks.
I'm excited about this one. This
Big
has got
Bill
me on the edge of the seat,
defending
baby.
against Sting and Darby Allin. I gotta say, I'm right there with you on this one, Stacks. Sting and Darby Allin are 23-0 as a tag team.
Yep.
They have not lost. I don't see a world. And then to me, this is the best way for Sting to go out. He needs to go out. Let him retire a champion.
Yes.
Anytime Ricky's on my TV, I'm excited.
Ricky
so
Starks.
I'm here for
I'm
it.
telling you, he is
I'm here for
grown.
it.
He has grown, man.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
The Pebble, Ricky Starks.
The Fruity Pebble has grown.
The Fruity Pebble.
hey,
He has.
I turned Stacks. Stacks is now a Pebble fan. Will, I'm gonna get you too.
Oh God.
I mean, all out of Chicago did that for me, man.
Stacks is now the Fruity
real.
Pebble.
I mean, it did.
The Fruity Pebble Brigade. Damn, y'all.
Give me a red. Give me a purple shirt. I don't give a fuck. I eat those pebbles.
The Fruity Pebble Brigade.
So
Go
yeah,
get one from The Rock when he was on feuding with Cena. Good guess.
I gotta say, I am so pumped that they made this a tornado tag match. I love a good tornado tag, where all 4 guys are in the ring at once, and it's just a fucking just massacre. I think this is gonna be a great match. You also have Jericho versus Takeshita 2. I'm excited for the match, but I am getting a little tired of the Jericho versus the Don Callis family thing. Like,
I am too. It's definitely run its course.
I heard a rumor about you. I heard a rumor, and y'all can confirm it. Is he out of shape
NBA?
again?
Oh, yeah,
Um,
a little bit.
I
I'd
think he
say.
did a lot of drinking
say.
on. Well, you
I'd
gotta.
say.
The Jericho cruise was last weekend.
Yeah.
He's
I
definitely
think
bloated. If you want to put it nicely, he's
so.
bloated.
Damn.
I don't know how much longer the man can do it. Like, honestly.
No,
I don't know why you would do it this long. You ain't got nothing to prove.
I looked it up. I didn't realize him and RVD are the same age. RVD looked 10 times better than he does.
Well, Jericho
Facts.
6 months ago looked
Facts.
fantastic.
He was fantastic
He
6
did.
months ago.
That's
He
true.
did.
He did. That's true.
Now, I don't know
Yeah,
why
that's
Jericho
not
keeps
wrong.
doing it either, because it's not like he has anything to prove. He already
No,
a
he
Hall of Fame
doesn't.
wrestler.
No, he doesn't.
Next match is Swerve versus Page 3. Winner gets a title shot at Revolution.
I want to see that.
I am pumped for this match. Both of these both of the matches that these men have been absolute bangers. Banger alert! Banger alert!
No doubt about it. No doubt about it, man.
And yeah, I think some people might be mad. I see Page winning this match. I just don't see. If he loses this match, he is 0-3 to Swerve.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's got to win this one. I would agree.
I could be wrong.
It's gonna be a great build coming back around though too. If you know what I'm saying, he ends up getting it. Him and Swerve will hit it back up around, coming around the bend.
Your next match is Blackpool Combat Club versus CMLL. I actually am enjoying. I watched Rampage. I watched Rampage this past week, and I gotta say, I like how they're building this CMLL thing.
Ain't it time for them to disband that faction?
What, Blackpool Combat Club? No,
Yeah.
they're not. No, it is honestly one of the more popular. It's one of the. But it's also, you gotta look at how AEW uses factions similar to how New Japan uses factions.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in a faction and not interact with that faction for months.
You're right.
Because really, I hadn't seen Moxley with the rest of Blackpool Combat Club in weeks.
In a hot minute, yeah.
And then when he got jumped by CMLL a couple of weeks ago, you had a bunch of just AEW guys. It was Matt Sydal, Christopher Daniels. It was a bunch of random, almost journeyman guys.
Damn.
And they ended up fighting CMLL on Rampage and lost. And then John Moxley faced Hector Cero, which was a great match, by the way, on Collision. Great match. Hector Cero, I'd never seen him before, but as far as technical wrestling, man, he's fantastic. Fantastic. And I'm pretty sure he's going by a different name, but one of the guys from CLLL, I'm pretty sure, is the original Sin Cara. The mask looks very similar.
I ain't mad at that at all.
I'm not mad. I guess I didn't catch that. Did you catch that on Wednesday? Was he in the crowd?
Yeah. I think
I guess I didn't catch
I think it's Starmaska Dorada.
Got it.
That mask he's wearing is definitely a Sin Cara style mask.
I didn't connect the dots.
Your next match, AEW World Championship Eliminator match, AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match. Toni Storm versus Red Velvet with Deonna Purrazzo on commentary.
This is gonna be good. I'm loving.
It's gonna be a good match. It's two really good women.
Lately.
Yeah, I'm loving her.
Collision a few weeks back, she killed it, man.
Yeah, she fought. Who was it a couple of weeks ago? Was it Deonna?
It was Deonna. It was her debut.
Yeah.
it was her debut,
She
and
looked
they had
great
her
in that
clean.
match.
Yeah.
I think her and
She looked
Tony will have a
fantastic.
great match.
That's
I'm
what
excited.
I just want to say one thing to all these haters of Diana
Oh,
Purrazzo.
fuck off.
Yeah,
Fuck all of
enough
you.
with the
If
body
you hating on
shaming.
that woman,
Get out of here.
fuck all of y'all.
Get out of here, man.
That's ridiculous.
And yeah, Perazo on commentary. I'm excited for that. Is that it, Stacks? That's all I have on mine.
Yeah, that's all I had.
And then the other thing is
Yeah.
Tony Khan's got a big announcement.
Announcement. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Okada. It's either Okada, Monet, or
Okada.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be both. Both.
And now watch him.
B-O-A-F, both.
Now watch him, Will. Watch him swerve us. Because usually every time it's an announcement, we all say the same thing. It's going to be a
And then
streaming
it's something
announcement.
completely
It's
fucking
going to be a
different.
streaming
Something
announcement. So
Mhm.
watch him.
Yeah.
This time we're not
Yeah.
saying it's a streaming announcement. We're saying
And
he's
then
going to
it'll be
announce
one.
Okada.
Right.
And it's going
Yeah.
to be the streaming announcement.
But it could be both. I hope it's both. BOAF, both.
Yeah.
As Shannon Sharp
Yeah.
said, both. BOAF, both. Because I just think if you do that, then it really gives a major shot in the arm
Yeah.
to
And
It
AEW.
does.
I will
Especially
say,
after WWE, man.
I wanted
Yeah.
to say this because I feel like they've already gotten it. I do feel like the product of AEW the last couple of weeks has been really going in the right direction. I am actually, and I know not everybody feels this way, I am so glad that the rankings returned. I think that was a good thing for AEW. I think it's different, Stacks. I get it. Like
Yeah.
predetermined rankings, they don't make sense. It's just different. And I love
like
how,
that.
and I do love how like the shows are leaning more into the rankings.
But I do like the fact also, and you said it earlier, how they keeping track of win and losses. Because you actually have to go research that
Yes.
with any WB superstar. AEW just makes it known right then and there.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
I also
That's
like
true.
the fact that they've changed the rankings now. I think they're only going to come out monthly, not weekly. So
Yeah.
that to me
Makes
makes
even
more
more
sense.
It's more digestible that way.
Yeah.
right. That makes
Well,
even more
I
sense.
think when you don't need weekly
A weekly
rankings.
update. Yeah,
Like,
I know.
You need a
Like
monthly.
the
That's
NFL.
too
But
much.
how
That's too much.
how they set it up this past one. So you had all 4 of your singles champions, and then you had the rankings.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I just like it. I gotta say, I've been really impressed with this trio of DTFTR or DGFTR, Daniel Garcia and FTR together. I can't tell
Yeah.
you that I ever saw that working, but
Yeah.
it fucking works.
It's been nice.
But
it's
please,
been
please stop making FTR do the Daniel Garcia dance. They just can't.
Yeah.
They just can't. It's so bad.
It's
Watching
not their thing.
watching Dax Harwood try to do it is just it hurts. It hurts so bad. He can't do
People
it
that pull
well.
out a gun in traffic, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
he no. I'm talking about the other one. I'm talking about the
I
other
know,
one.
I
I'm
know,
talking about
I
the
know.
bald dude.
I know.
He can't do it, Will, without walking forward. He has to
Yeah,
when he
no,
does
he
it,
can't.
his feet always come up and he moves.
Mhm.
It's like he's doing the cha-cha or something.
Yeah, it's like he's doing the cha-cha.
Yeah, it's like he's doing the cha-cha.
But I'm really excited for that. I think with what's going on, even though I'm
That should be
loving
their trio, let's be honest.
well, even though I am loving
Yeah.
the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, I'm enjoying the fuck out of it.
It is fun. It is fun.
I do believe it's not going to last very long. I believe
Yeah.
Bullet Club Gold is going to turn on the Acclaimed, and you're going to get a trios title unification match. Because
Yep.
I get that ROH is supposed to be its own entity, but as much as it's represent, you don't need 2 3-man titles. You just don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't.
And
No, you
he's
don't.
kind of been with what he did with the ROH World Title. If he merges these, he's kind of trying to do away with titles that are
It's a
Nearing.
consequential.
Yeah,
there you go. Great word,
yeah,
Will.
yeah.
Great word.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah,
You get
I've
an
been,
A for the evening, Will.
I watched Dynamite, Rampage, and
I'll pull that
Collision
from my
this.
Stephen A. Smith the stories. The story.
I watched Dynamite,
that.
Rampage, and Collision this week, and that's the first time I've watched all three in a
Ooh.
while.
Damn, dude.
Boy, you're dedicated over
Man,
there.
you dedicated like a motherfucker.
Rampage.
Collision.
I usually watch Collision. I didn't last week, but
I gotta say,
Rampage.
people shit on Collision too much. It's still really quality product.
I don't hate Collision. I just didn't get the chance to
Oh,
watch it.
Collision.
Rampage. I'll be honest with you.
I've seen some of Collision. I haven't
I
seen every episode,
I got
but
my
I've
head in
seen,
the sand when it comes to Rampage.
I gotta say, I
haven't seen all of
enjoy.
Collision. I haven't seen all of Collision, but I've seen some Collision episodes,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a pleasant surprise, so to speak, because it sort of kind of reminds me of WCW Saturday Night.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, like the past two Collision main events have both been Daniel Garcia and FTR. It was Daniel Garcia and FTR and House of Black versus in a cage match, which that cage match was fucking sick. So good. And then last week it was Daniel Garcia and FTR versus the Patriarchy, which was also a banger goddamn match because you got Christian Cage and FTR with these two up and comers, and I gotta say, Nick Wayne is winning me over.
Baby. Nick
He
Wayne
is winning me over. He is impressive.
Yep. That's what happens when your daddy is Christian. You know what I mean?
God. So yeah, I'm pumped. I'm really excited to see what matches get announced for next week. I am really hoping. There's a couple of things I'm hoping for because when we're back on. No, we will have one more show before I go. So next week we will be talking about how excited I am for what matches.
How excited you are for the matches?
But I think possibly Okada could make his first appearance.
I think so.
And Will, you're gonna hate me if this happens. Ospreay's last match is this weekend.
It's this weekend.
It's this weekend. So he could make his AEW.
He can make his debut, baby.
He could.
AEW debut. He could make his AEW debut at the show that I will be at.
I hate you right now.
I might have to get on a plane, man.
I'm gonna have to do that. That's my boy, man. Y'all
dude,
tell me, tell me somebody at that age right now with that much potential that Will Ospreay has.
Well, and the thing is actually Will he's not a young man. He's close to my age. He's like 32.
But I'm saying, look at all that potential he has. This is like untapped potential out of him. Yep. It's like AEW needs to take that and do something with it.
So yeah,
Seth Rollins, man, 1A, 1B between those two, dude.
Yeah.
I read that article that he finishes up with Battle of Los Angeles this weekend, and he could debut in Cedar Park.
That could be the announcement too.
That could be the announcement. Mm-hmm. He's gonna have his. So I'm.
Bring him in. Do something with this man. Because we all know what Samoa Joe is.
I found
skyrocket that mofo, man.
So
skyrocket that
straight to the top.
Yep. So I found exactly where my seats are at, and if Moxley has a match, he will literally walk right by me, like right by me.
You will put your hand out.
Oh, I will. I will touch that man.
Put your hand out.
Josie says, "I will fondle." I mean,
I will fondle. I mean, touch. I mean, touch. I'm sorry, Renee. I'm sorry. It's. I'm telling you. It's those Ohio boys. Jason Kelsey, John Moxley,
Travis.
My thing is this. If AEW can pull off those three signings, I don't care what nobody says. These three signings will rival, if not be better, than what they brought in with their latest WWE talent. And Paige, Edge, and
I 100% agree with that, Will. And the thing about, other than Monet, the thing about two of these signings is nobody can say fucking shit about them being past WWE guys.
Yep.
They,
Yep.
when
That's
it comes to American wrestling, will be AEW guys.
And can you see Monet and Paige go at it one more
Ooh!
time?
Monet and Paige. Monet and Tony Storm.
Yep.
Monet and Peraza.
Peraza.
Monet and Taya Valkyrie.
Go get Britt Baker.
Monet and
Velvet.
Baker.
Baker.
Monet and Hayter.
Yes.
Hater.
Lord have mercy.
And we're just scratching the surface. You then got Statlander. You got
Sky
Nightingale. You got Sky Blue. You got the TNT TBS champion Julia Hart. Like the women's division is so. I'm telling you, we spent almost all of last year shitting on the women's division, and it literally took them 2 months.
It took them that shit. You know what I mean?
It took them less than 2 months once they finally saw and heard. And this is why I give AEW respect. They heard their fans. They heard fans saying on how bad the women's division was going. And they fixed it. And within 2 to 3 months, you are now with one of the, like, and it's really hard right now because all the women's divisions are fire. So it's hard to rate.
Real quick, can I also say real quick a quick shout out to Impact and what they're doing over there as well?
I mean, TNA killing it like always.
They're killing it.
Killing it like always, man.
Jordan the champion. She looked strong. She looked strong at the Rumble.
Getting huge praise. Getting huge praise.
Yep.
Well, man, you look at I know we're about to go, but real quick, look at TNA's roster, man. You've got Jordan Grace, you've got Josh Alexander, and then you added some of these new guys. You've got Nick Nemeth. You've got who I am impressed. Probably is doing the best out of everybody to come out of this last release. Ali is fucking killing it.
He's killing it. Yeah.
He with this world tour he's doing, it is wow. I am so impressed with Mustafa.
But I agree with you. They do need a TV deal at some point.
And I think that is truly everything that TNA has done in the last 4 or 5 years has been.
I have my own TV network. I'll give it to them.
Scott D'Amore has been the guy. Scott D'Amore has been the guy that Impact has needed forever. Like he has been so great for that company. He brought him from the ashes and he has restored them. And they are, I'm telling you, if they get a good TV deal, like
AEW, watch out, man.
Well, I'm not even going to be negative at this point. I'm just going to say, holy shit for the world of professional wresling. Holy shit.
For both companies.
For all three companies. Because I'm sorry, if you've got TNA and you've got AEW on major networks, that's just more competition for WWE. And people can shit all they want. Competition is good.
It's good. It's good for the WWE. It's good.
Yes.
If it weren't for competition that AEW has given, Vince McMahon would still be in charge.
Oh, 100%.
I agree.
1,000,000%.
Well, I agree.
He wouldn't be shitting on them heads now. He'd still be in catering.
So,
catering.
Real quick, before we get out of here, how are we feeling about the wipe for Vince McMahon? Understandable. He needs to be wiped from history of WWE as much as he can be. How are we feeling about the Brock Lesnar wipe?
Hold on. I'll take one thing. I do take exception with your last statement because yes, he's a piece of shit. If everything comes through these text messages and these transcripts, he is a piece of shit. But let's not also forget this piece of shit made WWE what it is.
Yes, I will give him his credit.
Yeah.
So yes, he's a piece of shit for everything that he's done to all these women. Piece of shit for that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I personally don't agree with anything that he's done. Nothing.
Yeah, don't condone it. Yeah,
I don't condone it at all because you treat women with respect. But My thing is this too. You got to give him credit for what he's done. You got to give him credit for what he's built. Rock wouldn't be where he is right now without Vince.
No, not at all.
Wouldn't be
And-
where he is
and-
right now without
and-
Vince. So,
Well, it's
you know.
the same. It's the same thing I say with Hulk. I hate Hulk. I don't like him. I think he's a transphobic, homophobic piece of shit.
yeah.
However, I do respect what he did for this business that I
Right.
love.
Business.
Right.
Same thing.
Yep.
Vic Man, you were too nice. Vince McMahon is literally he is the corn in the shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no business doing that, and I don't understand why guys feel they have to be that way.
It's a power
I
thing,
get it.
bro. It's a power
It is
thing.
power. It is
100%.
It is.
I ain't trying to control
Yeah,
no
1
woman.
million.
I'm trying to control something. It's going to be some money. That's
It's
what
a
I'm gonna
power
control.
thing. But when you have all the money in the world,
And when
Next
you can
is
do anything
power.
you want at any
I'm trying
given
to get
time,
more money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get my hands on. That's what I'm trying to control. Let me
I'm
control
still
my
getting
money
it though,
flow.
too.
I ain't worried about. I ain't worried about taking these chicken heads out here. That man, 89 years old. He ain't that old, but he 89 years old. Come on now. Come on now. Go and get you some. Go on, work hard. Get you some money on the way out, cuz you can leave for your kids and your grandkids. And another way you can tell he's a piece of shit. When your kids don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I
when
fully
you-
believe
for real.
that both times that Stephanie left, it was because she didn't want to be around him anymore. And
She didn't want to be
everybody's
around him.
heard the story now at this point, that he is going to. Yeah, dude, I'm in this wrestling chat and people are talking about that they think Ospreay is going to debut next week. It's a
I
wrestling
hope
chat
so. I
for
hope
here.
so.
It's a wrestling chat for here in
He may be
Austin.
32, but that man can take over the world. Go on, Will. Go on, do your thing, cuz.
Dude, I will live video you from the arena. He's hurt! God damn it!
That's my favorite wrestler right now, man. I gotta give it up to
he's
Will.
solid.
Give it up to Will. Let's go.
He's solid.
Um,
Will's good.
I tell you what,
was
if
so
everything
good.
works out, I'm hoping to buy some merch. I will get you an Osprey shirt.
Cool. I paid for it. Cool. That's the man right there. That's my dude.
Yeah.
That
So
just tells you though that when your kids don't want nothing to do with
yeah.
you.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
The rumor is that Shane left in 02
Mm-hmm.
because of that. But I mean, Shane did come back. He was
He did.
back for
He did.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just to me that you have to be better than that. You just have to be. Because with more money
easier
comes
said than
more
done,
power.
I guess.
Because with more money comes more power, and more power comes more eyes. And people
Yep.
people are watching you. People are waiting to see what you do. And if it's nothing positive and puts you in a bad light, here you go. You are where you are.
But when
So-
you think you're invincible,
in-
though, no pun intended.
well,
I mean,
and
That's true. That's true.
I wanted
I
to
mean,
add too.
let's be real.
Last week we were talking that it's just a civil case. It's no longer just a civil case. He's now being
Yeah.
investigated by the FBI,
It's-
and criminal
Damn.
charges could be for
Yeah.
sex trafficking.
Damn.
So criminal charges
Yeah.
could be filed.
Damn.
Yep.
Hell, you gonna be that old and go to jail? You ain't gonna last.
So we'll see what happens. This is something we'll probably be talking about for a while.
He'll be in there with the
Um,
Chrisleys. there, Will.
It will. Well, Stacks will. It's like we said last week. You look at the comparisons between Vince McMahon and our former Cheeto of a president,
Former Cheeto.
Cheeto, what you said.
the Cheeto in chief, as we used to call him.
The Cheeto.
Good one. The similarities between those two men are so insane.
And I'm just and
He's not.
I know last week I was saying, I wasn't ready to throw Brock Lesnar under the bus just yet.
I'm more of those
Throw his ass under the
messages.
bus now.
Yeah. Wants
I'm
to
ready
pee
to
on a
throw his ass under the
bitch.
bus now.
That was what. That was my question as we're leaving out of here. Do y'all
Yeah.
agree with him getting wiped from WWE history?
Brock or Vince?
Brock.
Definitely. Because you have to distance yourself from something like this. You really do. As a company. And with
Well,
Rock-
not only that, they've been petty before. People have done less, and they've distanced themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Matt
I mean,
Riddle.
Matt
I was
Riddle,
gonna
yeah.
say,
Yeah, Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle
I
just
mean,
likes to smoke some weed.
And they
Yeah,
just and they
RBD.
yeah,
Yeah.
just distance themselves from them like it wasn't nothing. Y'all don't mean nothing to us. Nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you get
It's-
but in this case, you got to distance yourself from both of them at this point. You really do.
Chloe.
You really do. I'm shocked the UFC hadn't come out with a statement about Brock yet. I mean, I know he's pretty much over and done
He
with
hasn't
them.
wrestled.
Right.
He hasn't had a match.
Yeah, I
Now,
was gonna say.
well, there was. I did hear that any talk, because he was in talk for a return,
Mhm.
that any talks were shut down.
Right.
So,
Man, you wonder
Yeah.
how Sable's feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh,
But she
And-
might
you
look
think
at
he's just, you
yeah,
think
she
he's
got
just
to
sleeping on the
be.
couch?
you
He's
know,
just sleeping on the
honestly,
couch?
who I feel forget
just
Sable. You know,
You're
Uh-oh.
mute, Josie.
You're muted.
You're on mute.
You're muted.
Yeah. Bishop, go ahead.
I had to adjust something and I pulled my mic out.
You good? You good?
So, who I feel the most sorry for? Declan McMahon and Lesnar's daughter.
Mm.
People that were about to break into the business and potentially could have been two very big stars. I honestly think Lesnar's kid could have been the next big thing of the women's division. Like, she would have wrecked
Yeah.
shop. And Declan McMahon is huge. He's like 6'3", 280 pounds, all muscle, played it like Cornhuskers. I think he was a Nebraska kid, Stacks.
Interesting.
I could be wrong on that, but
Yeah.
both of their careers are going to be much more difficult than they would have been.
He could just change his last name to Levesque.
No, that's not
Oh,
Triple
my
H's
goodness.
kid. I don't think that's Triple H and Stephanie's. I think that's Shane's.
Well, no, it is. I know, but I'm just saying. Either way, you got to squeeze them in there somehow.
Let's change the last name.
Just take your uncle's name. You know.
Oh, and one last thing before we get out of here, and I thought it was beyond the pale. Everybody up here giving death threats to the Rock's daughter.
That's
Stop
some bullshit, man.
Stop
That's
it.
some stupid ass
Stop
shit.
it.
And this
Stop
is
it.
what makes wrestling fans seem
Her face
fucking
may
crazy,
look like
guys.
an ass, but leave her alone.
Just leave her alone, man. Just stop it.
This is what makes the IWC
Goddamn
look
bulldog.
nuts.
You just leave her alone.
Over a
you know?
goddamn storyline, you're gonna threaten a little
Fucking
girl.
hamburger
Over
meat.
a
You leave
fucking storyline.
hamburger meat alone. Leave hamburger meat alone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! All right,
You're gonna
guys.
say something to her. Tell her to grab a brown bag. That was wrong. That was so mean.
1 second.
That was so mean.
That's a good way to end it.
Oh my
Hell
goodness!
yeah.
I will give
Hell yeah.
WWE props because they recognize that really quick.
They're adjusting her look.
adjusting
It's getting
to
better.
Yeah,
It's
they
getting
adjusted
better.
to that real
She's
quick and
looking
smart.
less like her dad, I
They-
will
they-
say.
Yeah, they're adjusting to that real quick, and they put her in a position where the looks wouldn't really hurt. So because we all know what it means when you take a position like that. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be several things. You can't walk, you can't wrestle, you can't talk,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
both.
Well, GM, I don't know. GM might be a great role for her. But yeah, stop threatening the woman over
It's
a
craziness.
fucking storyline.
Yeah.
It's
As
then
fans, as fans, we need to be better than that.
real quick, I did want to do this, and we're going to try and do this every show here in February. If you don't know, you should. It is Black History Month.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just every show this month, I'd like to try and recognize some. Sorry, my girlfriend's gaming. If y'all heard that, goddamn.
Where is she playing?
Fortnite.
Okay.
The racing
Oh,
Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
You're good. So I want to take a moment and just recognize some great professional wrestlers from then, now, and the ones coming up. So I guess we do this way. Let's each pick 3, a past, a present, and a future.
Can my boy from the past, SD Special Delivery Jones. I'm going with SD Special Delivery Jones.
Stacks. He always gonna go with some random motherfucker we never heard of.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who the fuck's this guy?
You
You
said
know
the
what I'm saying?
past and the present.
No,
Well, yeah,
but
we
Will,
didn't mean
like I also said,
1945,
but
but
like I
yes,
also
you know what
said,
I'm
Will, you are an encyclopedia of just worthless wrestling knowledge. So
you teach the
I'm just,
kids
you know
what
what,
they need to know.
Stacks.
You know what
I
I mean?
don't Stacks. I don't know why this hasn't happened before. We're changing Will's name. Like I don't. He's now the professor. He is now the professor.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's got that PhD
at
in
least
wrestling.
on this show, you know what
Oh
I'm saying?
man, his name just popped in my head, man. But there's plenty of dudes from the past you guys can look up. SD Jones. You all
Well,
know
we'll talk
plenty-
more. Don't throw them all out. We're going to talk about this all month, so don't
but
throw them all
SD
out.
Jones,
So who's your present, Will?
present.
Who's killing it for the culture right now in wrestling?
R-Truth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. There it is.
R-Truth.
Good call.
If I
And
gotta
then-
be current, it's truth.
And then who is giving you hope for the culture in wrestling?
Ooh,
Jade.
I like that.
That's a good one too.
Ooh, there it
yeah.
is. There
That's
it
a good
is.
one too.
Doing
All right,
some,
Stacks.
doing some. Yeah, pass. I mean, Sheldon Benjamin, number one.
Yes.
Sheldon.
Talk about
gotta
an
get-
underrated
gotta get
fucking
it.
talent, man.
Oh
Never.
man, you know, short.
It's his
oh,
fault,
man.
though.
It is
he's
kinda
D
his
Rose in the
fault.
WWE
It is
in a
fault.
way, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of his
Yeah,
fault.
rough.
Yeah.
It was
It's
booking
rough.
and
rough.
somewhat his fault.
It was.
When
Yeah,
his
it was.
mama came on TV, that was some bad booking.
It was.
It was a wrap.
It was.
It was a wrap.
All right. So who's your present, Stacks?
President, what Swerve Strickland.
That
You know what I'm
fuck
saying?
you,
Swerve,
Will.
baby.
Fuck
Swerve, baby.
you, Stacks. You
Swerve.
stole him.
You
Yeah,
stole
let's
those.
go.
Shame
You
on
stole
you.
mine.
Future. Who's what's his name? Bianca Belair's.
Montez Ford.
Montez Ford. That I'll give you the future on that one. There you go.
That's a good one too. I got to
There
give
you
you that
go.
one.
There you go.
All right. So my past
Jones.
is probably one of the greatest African American wrestlers to ever do it, and that is the man. Damn, Ron Simmons.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Thinking about one for next week. God damn you.
Since you took my present, I'm actually gonna swerve a little bit and swerve when I drive, and that's Prince Nana, baby, because I think Nana is probably one of the
Man that can
greatest.
save your money, a man that can save money on your light bill.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show.
And show he is.
So, and honestly, he is killing it as the manager of the Mogul Empire. I just love him. To Swerve's just serious all the time, and Nana just back there.
Loosey goosey with it, you know. We love
And
that.
then my future. I'm actually gonna go a tag team.
Ooh. Here
Top
we go.
flight.
Ooh.
Top
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
yeah, that's
That's
good.
good.
And honestly,
That's good.
I got to give them right there next to it, who I'm also loving, Private Party. The match that they had last week on Rampage
Yep.
was freaking
Rampage.
banger.
Hey, just to let y'all know, I'll put SD Jones up in there.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm gonna look him.
Yep, I
read it.
saw. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah,
Will with his just
him and my dad
random.
were born in the same year, so I'll get to read up.
So we're gonna switch it up so y'all can prepare next time. Next week, same one, but female.
Okay.
All
Ooh,
female.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Cool.
All
So-
right.
All right. All right. Well, if this
All right,
fair
Will,
enough.
take us out.
If nothing else, I want to say thank you to everybody coming out to this edition of Fight Night. We'll see you again next time. Same bat time, same bat channel for Fight Night. For myself, for Josie and Stacks. We will see all of you guys later. Have a good night.
If you gotta defecate, do it in the toilet.